Youth Volunteer Development Foundation, in cooperation with the Youth Foundation and AIM Inlines Company Limited, have launched the Brain Intelligence Conference BIC program during a press conference at Rembrandt Hotel on February 20, 2019. Joining the press conference are Emeritus Professor Dr. Anek Kiranrak, Vice Chairman of Thai Youth Foundation, under the royal patronage of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn, Chairman of the BIC program, Ms. Natcha Somprasit, President of Youth Volunteer Development Association, and Mr. Amin Rais, CEO of AIM Inlines Company Limited. The event will be held at Impactองทองธานี Grand Ballroom from March 30th to 31st, 2019. Ms. Natcha Somprasit said the Youth Volunteer Development Foundation has recognized the importance of human resource development as initial capital endowment. People who believe they have a poor memory merely due to an untrained memory were learned in this seminar to improve their memory by developing a system to store important bits of information and will be able to access them on command, anytime or anywhere they want to. She said the Brain Intelligence Conference BIC will feature Guinness record holders as world's fastest reader, creator of fast teaching models, rapid skills development experts, and persons of greatest memory. From March 30th to 31st, 2019, the editions of the Brain Intelligence Conference will be held at Impactองทองธานี Grand Ballroom. This is a lifetime opportunity to learn life-changing techniques and tips to improve inner genius and speed reading by world-renowned speakers. Today we are very pleased to have the world's fastest reader and the world record holder for the greatest memory to join our program. So first, please welcome Mr. Harvard Burke. He's a world's fastest reader and Guinness Book of World Record holder. Swadika. Well, welcome to Thailand Today program.
Thank you.
And I'm especially excited to sitting next to a Guinness Book record guide.
Tell my wife how lucky she is.
Oh, okay. I will. Okay, so, well, very interesting. We know that you can read faster, which you're going to hear it later.
Yes.
But tell me about yourself a little bit, because when you were young, what is inside you? This started when?
I had college reading when I was 11. I grew up in the projects in Brooklyn. A lot of gangs, very violent. And I found the one place they wouldn't go was the library.
Yeah.
You ever been in a bookstore with gang kids? They'd rather be dead.
You were one of the gang.
No, I wasn't in the gang. So I went to the library because they wouldn't go there.
They wouldn't go.
They would never go to the library. So I read a lot. And I went to college when I was 17 and I studied biology. And when I got in my next to last year, my junior year, I got interested in the brain. And I said, I want to do psychology and biology. And he said, you've got 1 year left. You haven't done any psychology. You have to do the whole thing in 1 year.
Okay.
And take 6 science courses at the same time. I had 3 jobs. And they said, you're not smart enough. And that's when I realized they don't teach you how to learn at school. And I figured out how to get to 80 pages a minute. I did it in a year. And now I'm here in Thailand with AIM Inline to teach people what I found so they can read faster and learn more and understand better and make money, have jobs.
In reading that fast, is there any age obstacle?
I recommend 11 and up because I studied in college. The first 3 years is how to read. 4th grade's the first grade you read to learn. So by 6th grade, you have a vocabulary. But English is still a foreign language until you're in 4th grade. And so by 6th grade, you're speaking it, you could read quicker. But we've had children as young as 3rd grade. In Toronto, actually, do it. But they had higher reading scores. They read 8th grade and 3rd grade. Now in the United States, 8th grade reads 3rd grade.
Very interesting.
So you can do it with a younger child who's mature and has better reading skills. But most of the time we say 11 and up. But you could teach other skills, study skills, 3 years old.
Okay.
So when they're learning the letters, they can remember what they just learned.
But the reading, they have to, this is just the reading of the totally of vocabulary memorizing.
If you don't know the words, you can't read them. And if you don't know words when you're 3 years old in a book, how are you going to read them fast? You can't read them slow.
Exactly. So, how do you become the world's fastest reader in 2090?
Well, the short answer is I read faster than everyone else. But, but I'll give you a better answer. I was in different cities, like I am now in Thailand, and I was on shows like this, and they tested me in 5 cities on television, and then 5 cities the newspaper. So 10 cities, and I gave them the video, and I gave them the newspaper articles. They said, well, most of the people have 1 city, 1 article, and you have 10. So there can't be 10 cities that like you that much. I would say you're doing something you're not doing, and that's how I was able to do it. Now we're here in Thailand to do it, and the best part is they can do it. The people watching, and they need to learn this because information doubles every 6 months. How are you going to stay on top of that information if you can't learn? I don't like to read. I like to learn. I like to learn.
Really?
Reading is like a screwdriver or a saw. You go, I love my screwdriver. You love what you build with your screwdriver. You love what you can cut the wood and build with the wood, but you don't love the saw and the screwdriver. Reading is a tool. What I love is what this tool can do for your life. It can make you more successful, more prosperous, have more skills. But the reading itself, it's just a tool. So I don't love the tool, I love the outcome.
Yeah. We're going to hear about the technique of memorizing once again.
Yes.
But tell us how.
Very easy.
How important of the brain intelligence development. You need some spatial development in your brain. Other
normal
than people.
I had a 16-year-old graduate college with a 4.0 economics degree. He was 19, got his master's in math with a 397.
Okay.
He's teaching at Yale.
Oh, wow.
We had a special ed student, 3rd grade reading in 9th grade. She graduated with her 2-year college degree, 4.0 in high school kids. And she's special ed. When they got out of high school, she finished her 2 years of college, got a scholarship, got a bachelor's with an A average, and went for a master's. And they were telling her, you'll never do anything. You're just going to say, welcome to Walmart. It's a store. And here she's got a master's degree because we took the time and showed her how to learn.
But then only the young age. How about the people of like 60 years of age?
How about 84?
I don't want you to have
84.
84?
Ruth Lubin, Miss Senior California. She beautiful woman. She taught belly dancing on cruise ships at 84. She was my favoriteest person ever. I took my wife to meet her the next time I went to California. She was so cool. She called me up. I said, Ruth, she took the class in Pasadena. She was the little old lady from Pasadena. There's a song.
Imagine that.
And I said, if you need help, call me. So the next day she calls me up. And I said, what's wrong? She says, wrong. I read 3 books in 3 hours the day after I took your course, and I'm 84. I don't know how much time I have left, but you've just opened up my life for me. And it touches you. It's not about me. It's about the people, their kids, their businesses. Everyone's complaining there's too much information. What am I going to do? Come to this program, and we'll show you exactly what to do. You're going to walk out of there reading faster, understanding more, being able to get new skills, make more money, be successful, build relationships. It's all about what every decision you make is based on one thing. What you know.
Yeah, but now, so the development of the brain doesn't do it at all because at the age of 60-something can do something drastic like that.
Correct. And there was a study, I read this on a TV show, in 90 seconds. It was called the Baltimore and Seattle Longitudinal Study on Aging. And it said people in their 80s who read books had better brains.
Any particular book?
Just the reading itself, it's like lifting weights. Your brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it.
The more you read, the better you become.
The better, and even people who started reading when they were older had improvement in their cognitive ability. So I tell people, your whole life, every day, make every day about learning something. Every day. I'm almost 70.
You are?
Yes, I'll be 70 in July, and I'm like a kid. Every day I learn and I study and I teach and I love what I do. And that's what I want for people watching, to have a life, to have opportunity. People are like, I can't make enough money to support my family, so they work 2 jobs. No, don't work 2 jobs. Learn how to make more money at 1 job because you have more skill.
Yeah, I think we, audience, you would like to hear about the technique,
Yes.
a proper technique. 1, 2, 3 technique, okay?
Perfect.
Please.
Let's do that. You're driving in a car.
First, okay.
Now, in Bangkok, you go 2 miles an hour.
I did it.
I love Bangkok.
I faced it
I
this
don't
morning.
look at traffic, but I love Bangkok. Let's imagine you're on the highway. Where I live, it's 70 miles an hour, which is...
With no traffic.
There's no traffic. 70.
Okay.
You're reading the road.
Okay.
Front, back, left, right. And you're bored. You turn on the radio. You talk on the phone. You talk to people. You're watching the gauges. You're looking at your GPS, and you're bored. 70 miles an hour, 4 directions.
Of course.
You read a book, 1 direction, right in front of you.
But you're writing.
And all you remember is 10% the next day.
You're writing.
And you want to know what the difference is?
Wait, you're writing. How can you read?
Oh, no, not in the car.
Okay, all right. All
Okay.
right.
I'm glad you
I'm
said
surprised.
that. No, you're not reading in the car.
I was asking about technique. Technique of reading.
No, when you're reading a book, the book is in front of you. It's not in 4 directions.
No attraction needed.
What's the difference? Simple. In the car, it's a movie. You see everything around you and you remember the pictures. In a book, it's like there's a little person in back of your head saying 1 word at a time. You're hearing a book with your eyes. You don't hear with your eyes, you see with your eyes. So I'm teaching people how to see more in less time so they can remember what they're learning and get degrees and have skills and make money and have a life. Instead of, what am I going to do? I can't afford to pay my rent.
So, first is look by reading.
You see
by
instead of
reading.
listen. Instead of listening to the book, see the book like a movie. And when I'm reading fast, what I'm doing is I'm making my movie, and I play back the movie in my imagination, and I'm seeing all the pictures. And there's a big building. There's a building with a top on it. There's a roadway over here. There's a river, and I'm seeing all that, and then I remember all that information.
The picture will be projected.
Yeah, imagine having to describe every piece of that picture 1 word at a time. That's how you read. But that's not how your eyes work. So we're seeing everything at once, and then we remember what we saw, and we describe the picture. And now the information is easy to remember.
So that's the first one. Is there any second?
Yes. Speed is not what's important. It's comprehension. If you were to ask most people, do you want to read faster or learn faster? They'll always say learn faster. And I'm going to show you how that works. The secret to reading, it's a psychological term. It's called schema. And all it means is using what you know before you read. So if I say, look at the cup, you know what a cup is. If I say, look at the Agilis Phoenicius, you don't know what it means, so it doesn't mean anything. Words that have meaning make text make sense. So I'm going to show you a passage with no schema. Watch how confusing it is. This is an easy thing to do. If possible, you could do it at home, but you could always go someplace else if it's necessary. Doesn't make any sense. Wait. Now I'm going to give you schema.
Okay.
Laundry. This is an easy thing to do. If possible, you could do it at home. You can always go someplace else. Now you know what it's about, so it makes sense. I'm teaching people how to find the words that make it make sense. Like
Give me
laundry.
an example?
Like laundry. This is an easy thing to do. So now you know it's about laundry and not just a bunch of words. And now your brain understands what you're reading. And you can learn this in just a couple of hours' time. It's easy to do. We have children as young as 11 and people as old as 92. It's the whole world.
So you're formed up into a kind of a lecturer or to lecturing things on this BIC, right? Brain Intelligence Conference.
Yes.
So how will this program help to improve the brain's intelligence?
We're going to show people how to learn and understand and use information. So I'll give you an example.
Yes.
I wanted to go on a cruise to Hawaii.
Okay.
They didn't want speed reading. So what do they want? They said photography, video, and Photoshop. So I teach that. I didn't know anything about it. I read 10 books on video in 3 hours. I knew video. I read 10 books on photography in 3 hours. I knew photography. I read 10 books on Photoshop. I knew Photoshop.
That is spiritual memory power.
I'll tell you one of my secrets. When I was younger, I was a yogi. I studied all 7 schools of yoga. I also
yogi?
and I read the Lotus Sutra. And I found how to evolve my mind to learn and understand better. I still meditate. For 50 years I've been meditating. Before I come on the show, I meditate. And I discovered how to combine the teachings of Buddha with the breakthroughs in science.
Don't tell me you're Buddhist.
I'm not a Buddhist, but I practice his techniques for mind development and enlightenment.
Interesting.
And he was my role model. And he's a wonderful role model.
Oh, yeah.
And in fact, the last time I was here, I only had time to do one thing. I went to the temple and meditated. That was the only thing I had time for.
So actually what the goals, the program goals, what?
The program goal is to empower people in Thailand and in Asia to make more money, to have better jobs, to have happier lives, to learn whatever they need to learn when they need to learn it without the stress and the hassle, to get degrees and get them faster and understand what they learned and remember it when they need to use it. They go to school, they take a test on Friday and Saturday, they don't remember what they learned anymore.
But a Thai mentality in different kind, because we normally read 3 sentences a year sometimes.
That's more than they read in America.
So for that, so do you think that it will be working in Thailand?
We're going to make it fun. That's the key. Learning should be fun. I want them laughing. I want them having so much fun. They don't even know they're learning something important. Then they walk out and say, wow, that was fantastic. I had such, and now I know how to learn. I learned from the best memory man in the world how to remember. I learned from the best reading expert in the world how to understand and comprehend and apply information. And now I can make my life successful. I can have more money. I can have better health. I can attract a beautiful wife. They like rich men. I got to tell you, I've never met an ugly rich man. Okay. They could look like the tree, and the women will think they're $1 billion. They're beautiful. They're absolutely.
Okay, so on 30th to 31st at Impact Mt. Thani, you're going to have this. So people walk in. It's a kind of a conference, but people who are interested just walking into it.
They can enroll online at AIM Inline Company Limited. It's well worth their time. It's not expensive. The value they'll get is far more than the cost. I never look at what something costs. I look at how much will I get from learning this. If I can make more than it costs, it's worth it. And they'll make a lot more with their lives because of this program.
It's time for people to see how he reads, okay? Please do.
Okay.
Maybe what we mark over there.
Yeah. Okay, the Trump people are saying that we're going to have like 3% growth or better, but the economists are looking at it and say it's going to be like 2.4% or possibly even lower. They see a great slowdown in the economy, which is going to contradict that tax cut, which was supposed to pay for itself with this expansion of the economy, and saying, no, that's not going to happen. It's going to be like 2.4 or less, and they were projecting 3 and 4%. And now they're saying that's not going to happen, and that's what that article is about.
Wow. To my understanding, I thought exactly you want to read the nation's business. It's not that kind of thing. But
that's why they read so slowly. They're hearing one word at a time.
I do wrap up. You wrap up things and...
I'll give you a secret.
Please.
When I read to learn, I did a graduate course in educational psychology in 7 hours, 5-month course.
Goodness.
I read the book 4 times. The test was 6 hours. In 50 minutes, I got a B+ in graduate school. In 7 hours and 50 minutes. Here's the secret. First I read I'm just going to demonstrate. I can't read in Thai, but I'm reading like this fast.
Just like that?
Just like that. And what I'm doing is, what's in here? What's it about? What do I need to learn? How can it help me? Now I go back and I read it fast, but not that fast, and I mark off, I need to know this, I don't know this.
You have to better, sometimes you have to have better food.
I teach how to do it.
Nourishing food.
It's not the food. I mean, do I look like I'm eating? No one stops me and says, is he anorexic? No, I eat.
Well, at least nourishing, because we do, because the Thai people say they have a better brain.
Come to my program. I will double your learning rate in that one day, and Dave will show you how to remember. Come as our guest.
Okay.
And see for yourself.
Okay.
Experience it.
Interesting.
You'll see. You learn all the time for your show. It'll make everything you do easier. Please, people at home, go to Amen Lines, register. You'll be amazed with the results, and you'll have fun. I was on Comedy Central.
How were you?
I was on at the beginning with Dennis Leary. I helped launch it in the 80s. I was on 7 out of 14 shows, and I was Jon Stewart's first guest. I'm going to give you a joke.
Okay, please.
You don't see a lot of biologists do comedy. Would you like to see why?
I know.
Mushroom walks in a bar. Bartender says, "Get out. We don't serve your kind." The mushroom says, "Why not? I'm a fungi."
Okay, so we are coming back to the end of our first part of our interview. So next we will talk with 2 times Guinness Book record holder, and he's a memory coach and entrepreneur. Please welcome Mr. Dre Farrow, the 2 times Guinness World Record holders of greatest memory. Sawadee-ka.
Sawadee-ka.
Well, welcome to the program, sir.
Well, thank you very much for having me. This is wonderful.
Wow, today is a real special day for me because we've been holding for 5 years, but never seen such thing. So anyway, we're talking about how to have a good memory. But before that, your personality itself, your life story that attracts people so much. You were ADHD.
Yeah, a lot of people think that when they hear about the Guinness record, they think I'm born with a great memory, and it's not true. I believe everyone is a genius. They just have to unlock their potential. So I was tested when I was a kid. I had a very high IQ, but I had very difficult with ADD and dyslexia and test taking. Basically. So it was kind of like I would do really well learning material, but then when the test came, I would freak out and do very badly, So I started learning test-taking skills, and then that led me to
others?
On my own, reading books. I became obsessed. I must have read 1,000 books on the subject. I was 16 years old, and I wanted to change my brain, because if you don't learn how to fit your brain into the world, if you don't learn how to be smart and successful, then you don't have many job prospects in life. And I was worried about myself. I was worried I wouldn't be successful. So I learned about mentalism, memory techniques, psychology, neuroscience, and everything you can imagine. I developed my system called the Farrow method, and then I started inventing new techniques. And actually recently verified in a double-blind neuroscience study at McGill University, we verified that it takes ordinary people and brings you 3 times your memory in the first 20 minutes alone. So it's all backed by science. It's not just me. It's something that's transferable. That's my big passion.
So this kind of development, it doesn't mean that you are young, you're old, you're aged.
Oh, age and memory. So there's actually a lot of interesting things. So people think that their memory gets worse with age.
People say it.
Yeah, well, and there is obviously like Alzheimer's and dementia. People are at risk as they get older. But you know what the big risk is? It's not age, it's lifestyle. I'll say that again. It's not age. It's lifestyle. So if you have a lifestyle where you're stressed out all the time, you're going here, going there, getting distracted and everything, you're training your brain to be forgetful. Like you work in the media. I bet you feel stressed out all the time, and 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and then you feel like, where did my brain
Forgetful
go?
there.
Yeah, Yeah, so it's your lifestyle that you're doing. If you take time off to clear your mind, if you train your brain to handle your lifestyle, then that genius will kick in. There's a lot of studies on this that show that if you train your brain at any age, no matter how young or how old, you dramatically lower your risk for Alzheimer's, dementia, any sort of memory loss, and you get a stronger memory your whole life. And it's something that it's really important, because if you don't train your brain, if you don't do these things, it will deteriorate, it will go down over time. But it's something that you can do something about. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's like 5 minutes a day. It's so simple, so small, and your brain wants this. Your brain enjoys being run properly. It's just in our busy lifestyle, in our the economy and the busy day-to-day lifestyle, it's not, our brain doesn't like it. It's too stressful,
You are very encouraging.
It's the truth. It's
verified
by
I thought
science.
the thing retire next year, but no. After hearing
multiple studies there's a study published in JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association. It studied 2,000 people, most of them above 55 years in age, who started brain training. Within 2 years, they cut their risk for Alzheimer's and dementia in half.
Tell me, people like the President of the United States of America.
There's no hope for him.
He would have thought a lot. He would have used a lot of brain. I mean, why did it happen to him then?
I don't even want to speculate what happened to him that makes him do most of his decisions.
Okay, so what made you to become 2 times Guinness World Record holders?
Sure. Well, the thing is, how do you test this, right? So somebody has a good memory. The key is I have control over my memory. So I don't remember everything, because I don't want to remember everything.
You don't want
right?
to.
I mean, imagine if I
choose?
You pick and choose what you want, So you want to be able to let things go as well, right? So and forget things if you want to. So it's a demonstration to memorize playing cards is the most difficult feat possible, because it has numbers and symbols. It's like formulas. It's very difficult for the brain to handle. Like Howard said, your brain really likes pictures. It really likes images. You can remember them really well. Like images, spark the brain.
Better than normal.
Right, but if you have numbers and symbols, it's very, very difficult. So I memorized decks of playing cards, all shuffled together, the most ever, all shuffled together, and I only saw the cards once with no repetition.
Goodness.
Yes. So there's actually the capability to memorize things without repetition. That's what the first thing I teach in the first 10 minutes of the program at the Brain Intelligence Conference is how to memorize things with 0 repetition. You do not need to repeat things over. And if you're in school right now, you do not need to repeat things over and over. It's not necessary. There's a mechanism that allows you to remember things the first time. So let me ask you, if you see a car accident, right? Do you need tow trucks to pull the cars apart and smash them into each other 100 times for you to remember it? No, it's a significant event. It's a powerful image in your mind. You don't need repetition. So why do we need repetition for studying and all these other things? It's because you're not taking the information and getting it into your brain in the same vivid, powerful way that car accident was. All I do is I trick my brain into memorizing something like playing cards as powerfully as you see a car accident or in a major event.
So when you see such thing, no need to have photographed it.
No, actually, there's people with photographic memories who take my course because people with photographic memories are terrible at remembering names, right? Or terrible at remembering things they hear. So this gives you control over all of your memory.
So the course is what? Is it 1 day or?
Well, the conference is 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah,
but the people who are interested, they just walk up to you to the website.
Yeah. aminlines.co.th. We're gonna hopefully have it on the screen.
Yeah. After they...
Yeah, and go in there, you can buy tickets, and we have programs actually for corporations and companies as well. We want to do 2 and 4 day training programs. We really want to change things and shake things up.
There's one set of programs.
This conference is very powerful. It has all of it, Howard, Adridas, myself, all of us with our best stuff in a short time. So we really, if you're even curious.
It's a short time course.
You know what? You don't need. Well, it's 2 days. It's
2 days
the 30th and 31st.
You can develop your.
Absolutely, I can teach you the secret. Yeah.
I need to hear that.
All right, I'll give you one secret right now.
Okay.
You want to know one thing?
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever been forgetful because of stress?
Very much.
Yeah, so you get stressed out. So what happens? You're talking to somebody, they ask you a question, and you blank out. You're like, I don't know, right? Mm-hmm. You want to know what you're actually doing? Yeah. Biologically, your eyes are probably looking down because that's what we do when we're stressed out, right? We're like, oh, what's the answer? What is it? It's like having a test here. This is why when I was a kid, I was bad at test taking. I'm staring at the page and going, what's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? Do you remember when you were a kid and you give up on a test, you hand it in, you walk out the door, and what happens? It pops into your head. Or tears, yeah. No, but whatever you blanked out on, after the person walks away, you remember, right? So there's nothing wrong with your memory. The stress in that moment made you forgetful. So what you have to do actually, if you have that blanking out feeling, try this next time you blank out on something, look up. So let's see, you ask me a question, I'm blanking, or you ask me like, where's my car parked? And I go, oh, I don't know. Pause, look up and think about the question. Where's my car parked? Where's my car parked? When you look up, it sends more electricity to your cerebral cortex, to the visual centers of your brain, improves your memory by 30% right there in the moment.
Wow.
That's why kids who are taking tests and they're staring down are forgetful, and they forget the things that they remember just the day before when they were studying. It's a simple, that's a simple biology one. That's just like that's like 5 seconds. I just taught you that tip. So we can, in 2 days, you can learn all of my secrets.
I could see that because the Asian people look down when they think.
Yeah.
But the Western people look up when they think.
Yeah, so just
Every
changing
time.
little habits. I asked, last time you asked somebody directions, what do? They stop and go, let me see, it's down the street to the right. It's natural to look up.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just
we know the trick now.
Yeah, but that's just one little tip. That's
so
tiny little bit.
Tiny.
The whole weekend, the whole conference is this big thing. That's a tiny little tip of the iceberg, and you can learn it all in 2 days, and you can master it. It can change the course and quality of your life. It's not an exaggeration.
Let's come back here for the development of
Let's do it. Okay.
So the significant activities of the program is what? People can go there, hear.
Most of the activities are kind of like fun games, So we make each lesson. All of my lessons are very short, and they're fun exercises. But at the end, you've memorized
one by one.
No, in a group, and then different groups pair off, that sort of thing. But
don't feel shy there because there'll be.
Well, I mean, maybe they pair off with shy people. It's all the fun, welcoming atmosphere. But the point is that you can do really, if you're impressed by some of the feats that I'm able to do, then you can do feats like that. You'll get a group together, they'll memorize, a 50-digit number, just like that. We'll memorize a list of 30 things, in a row, just like that, and commit it to memory. And then, we go even deeper.
People learn for a day, and they can do that much.
That's just an hour,
Really?
We go even farther. That's just, it's almost like learning a magic trick, to be honest. It's like once you know how the trick works, then you can do it. Now you have to practice to be as good as me. I've practiced for years. I've done this for 26 years, and I hope I don't look that old, but I've done this a long time. So you have to practice to get really good, but you'll learn the trick in 1 day. Absolutely.
Very interesting. So what are the attractive topics of the seminar?
Well, the ones that I'm going to be covering are maximizing your memory.
Maximizing memory.
Understanding how to memorize things without repetition. This is a very big one. How to memorize things like numbers and codes and foreign language vocabulary and things like that to improve your vocabulary. We're going to go into names and faces and things like that. Also, how to learn new skills faster. Do you want to know a simple tactic so you can learn any skill really fast? It's actually very simple. Is you learn the definitions or the technical words. So that you want to learn computer science, if you know the technical term for every component in a computer, you know a computer. If you want to know mechanics, you learn the definition of every component in an engine, you know mechanics. I have so many people who are doctors now and lawyers.
I was about to ask you
because they took my course, because there's thousands and thousands of drug names they've got to know and biology terms, and all it is just pure memory. It's just take this, link it to that without repetition. Take this, link it to that, and they accredit me with the reason why they're doctors and lawyers. I don't know how I feel about the lawyers, but I think the doctors are good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's time for us to.
Oh yeah. So before, don't shuffle it. Yeah. So just before the. just before this, I memorized the order of the cards. So,
what
yeah,
I
so
do.
let me find it back in my head here.
Let me talk to the audience that so this is a time that we'll know for sure that he has a real good memory.
All right. Well, in my Guinness record, I did 59 decks, 3,068 cards. So this hopefully this will be easy. Hopefully.
So what did I do?
Okay, so you flip the card one at a time. The first one should be the 10 of hearts, and then the 3. We'll show them.
Oh yes.
You don't take your word for it.
He's right.
Yeah, so just flip it down.
He's right.
Then the 3 of diamonds. Then the 9 of spades.
3 of diamond.
Yeah. The 9 of spades.
9 of spades.
Yeah. 8 of spades. We can go faster.
8 of spades.
8 of spades. Then after the 8 of spades is the 8 of hearts. Then the
hearts.
3 of spades. Then the 9 of hearts and the
no.
Wait. Did I? Oh, wait, I skipped ahead. Sorry. That's the 4 of hearts and the 7 of clubs. Yes. Yeah. Then we have the 7 of hearts and the 2 of spades. Then the 6 of hearts and the 10 of clubs. Then the King of spades and 2 of clubs. Then the 4 of clubs, and after the 4 of clubs is the Jack of spades. Then the Ace of spades, the 6 of clubs, the 9 of clubs, the Ace of clubs, the 8 of clubs, the Ace of clubs.
Ace of clubs, yeah.
Yeah, and then the 8 of clubs, the where's the 8 of clubs is the Queen of diamonds, the 9 of hearts. That was where the 9 of hearts was. The 9 of hearts, the 6 of diamonds, the King of clubs, the Ace of hearts, the 4 of diamonds, the 3 of hearts, the King of diamonds. Am I going too fast?
Okay.
The Queen of clubs, then...
Okay, you got it.
I can keep going. Thank you.
Well, really. So did you, how many
So this is a demonstration of what you can do. So all I'm doing actually...
You said you did memorize, but how many times you look it up?
I did review it like 2 or 3 times, but you can do it in a single sighting. This is just because I'm on TV. I wanted to get it right. But what I'm actually doing is I'm taking those and I'm making a story out of them. So I have a code that turns the cards into a story. So in my head, I'm looking at a movie.
Supposing one this thing, what story you make?
You want to show? Okay, so I'll show you some fun things. So for example, like the King of Diamonds, I use a kite because a kite is in the shape of a diamond, yeah. And then I use other ones for other ones here. Let's say, actually, one of my favorites is the 8 of hearts. I think of an ice cream cone. This is like little two circles and a heart. So I turn it into a story. But then of course with practice, it makes it flawless. But anybody can do this. I'm just very well practiced at it. But I could teach you in a short afternoon how you could memorize a deck of cards, and you could do it. You can go to the casino and make tons of money.
Okay, don't miss the opportunity. I have half a minute for you. Just talk to the audience and invite them to be there with your.
Absolutely. I want you to go to aminlines.co.th. So I don't know if we can put this on the screen, aminlines.co.th. And I want you to join us because this conference will be absolutely fantastic. It takes people and maximizes their brain capacity to the point where you can't help but move up in life. You can get the promotion you've always dreamed, anything that you dream of. I didn't even talk about how we tap into the subconscious to actually solve your problems and improve your life. So anything that you really dream of, you can do by maximizing your brain. Once you turn this on and you learn how this brain works, you also learn how everyone else's brain works, and it gives you an advantage in business and in life. And I can't say anymore, you have to go there to learn all the secret skills. But join us at this event. It's going to be the best of the best, and I want to see you join us there, because it's this program, this already changed my life. I run, I don't know if you know, I run 4 different businesses in the United States. I'm a millionaire. I have a very comfortable life. I don't have to even do these things, but I want to share this with everyone. I'm going to teach this until I die. I absolutely love it.
Thank
so my
you.
Passion is to share this with you.
Thank you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
We end up our program with thanks to Mr. Dave Farrows the 2 times Guinness World Record holder, memory and coach and entrepreneur. Thank you so much for being here. ขอบคุณค่ะ See you again. We end up our program with thanks and looking forward to see you and hope you enjoy the show then.